Deborah Kerr was born Deborah Jane Trimmer on September 30th, 1921, in Helensburgh, Scotland. From a young age, she carried herself with a quiet dignity that would later become her hallmark. Raised in a supportive family, she first trained as a ballet dancer before deciding to pursue acting at the Hicks Smale Drama School in Bristol. That choice would alter the course of her life, taking her from the stage to the silver screen and ultimately to worldwide stardom. Kerr entered British cinema in the early 1940s, during the height of World War II, quickly earning the admiration of producers and audiences alike. With films such as Major Barbara, 1941, and The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, 1943, she showcased an ability to embody sensitive heroines, strong-willed women, and morally complex figures with remarkable depth. Hollywood soon took notice, and by the late 1940s she had transitioned to American films, becoming one of MGM's most iconic leading ladies. Her career-defining moment came in Black Narcissus, 1947, where she played a conflicted nun torn between faith and desire. But in 1953, she shocked audiences by stepping outside her polished image to portray the passionate Karen Holmes in From Here to Eternity. The unforgettable beach embrace with Burt Lancaster, waves crashing around them, became one of cinema's most daring and sensual moments, cementing both their legacies. For Kerr, the role shattered the stereotype of the proper English lady and revealed a new side of her artistry. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, she proved her extraordinary range with performances in The King and I, 1956, where she embodied Anna Leonowens with warmth and wit, Tea and Sympathy, 1956, which tackled issues of social prejudice, heaven knows. Mr. Allison, 1957, opposite Robert Mitchum, and The Innocents, 1961, a Gothic masterpiece that highlighted her psychological intensity. Despite being nominated for 6 Academy Awards, Kerr never won competitively, a fact many considered one of the Academy's greatest oversights. However, in 1994, she received an honorary Oscar, a fitting tribute to her elegance, discipline, and lifelong dedication to cinema. Her personal life, however, was far more complex. In 1945, she married decorated RAF fighter pilot Anthony Bartley, and together they had 2 daughters, Melanie and Francesca. Francesca's marriage to actor John Shrapnel extended Kerr's artistic legacy through her grandsons, Lex, Tom, and Joe Shrapnel, all of whom built their own creative careers. Yet fame, distance, and Bartley's growing resentment of Kerr's success strained their marriage, leading to divorce in 1959. A year later, she found stability with novelist and screenwriter Peter Viertel. Unlike her first marriage, their union was rooted in companionship and mutual respect, lasting nearly 5 decades. Together, they lived between Switzerland and Spain, enjoying a cosmopolitan lifestyle, though Kerr ultimately returned to Britain later in life to be closer to her daughters and grandchildren. Despite her famously private nature, Kerr eventually spoke openly about her experiences working with Burt Lancaster. Their collaboration in From Here to Eternity had defined both of their careers, but behind the glamour was a far more complicated reality. Burt was brash, forceful, and magnetic, she admitted, but that same energy could be overwhelming and difficult to manage. She revealed that their fiery chemistry on screen reflected the intensity and, at times, exhaustion of working alongside him. The legendary beach scene, she confessed, was grueling, with crashing waves and repeated takes that left her physically drained. Yet she acknowledged that Lancaster pushed her beyond her comfort zone, helping her break free from typecasting. Still, Kerr did not shy away from exposing his darker side. Lancaster, she explained, could be domineering, temperamental, and controlling, someone who demanded everything from those around him. At times, she said, it felt more like a battle than a partnership. While audiences adored his charm, Kerr insisted there was another side to him. Intelligent and thoughtful, yet also ruthless and impossible to fully trust. Her candid reflections pulled back the curtain on Hollywood's golden age, reminding the world that its stars, no matter how glamorous, were deeply flawed human beings. Deborah Kerr passed away on October 16, 2007, at the age of 86, in the quiet village of Boatsdale, England. She had battled Parkinson's disease in her later years, facing it with the same grace and courage that had defined her life. Just 3 weeks later, her beloved husband, Peter Viertel, also passed away, their nearly simultaneous departures marking the poignant end of a lifelong partnership. Kerr's legacy endures in the timeless classics she left behind, and in the honesty she finally shared about the people she worked with, especially Burt Lancaster. In her words, he was unforgettable, both a force that pushed her artistry to new heights and a man she could never fully trust. That truth revealed the complexity not only of their relationship, but of Hollywood itself, where beauty, ambition, and conflict often existed side by side.